So, if you're thinking about learning how to tattoo, um, I definitely recommend the best place to start is getting a formal apprenticeship by a mentor, because it definitely deserves the respect of learning how to do it properly. Um, a lot of people, just think that they can order a kit off eBay and practice on their friends, and um, I really don't recommend that you go down that route because, first of all, people have been doing it for thousands of years. And so there's a lot of knowledge that's already kind of been discovered. And it would be almost foolish to ignore all of that knowledge and not have that work towards your benefit. It's a lot, basically, and another way of putting that is like, um, if someone else has already learned through their mistakes, why not take advantage of that and have someone explain it to you or show you the proper way of doing stuff instead of doing it the hard way and just trying to figure it out on your own. Some people might think that it would be a benefit and you might learn better that way, but it's just not true. I mean, it takes you 3 days to figure something out on your own when someone could have just simply explained it to you in 10 minutes. You're going to get a lot farther along in your abilities and be able to focus on more pressing matters and just develop your skills a lot faster and better by doing it professionally and properly. So for myself, I took it so seriously and I respected tattooing so much that I didn't want to have bad tattoos following me in my career. Like I really wanted to have a career. I wanted it to be serious. I didn't want to just be, have it be a hobby or something I just wanted to do for fun. Like I wanted to make money doing it. I wanted it to be my life. And so for that reason, I chose myself to, before I even practiced on anybody, before I got any equipment or did anything, made any assumptions, I found a mentor. It took a while. It wasn't something like the first shop I walked into didn't just hire me. It took me probably 2 years of actually, from the time I considered doing it to actually finding a place that would take me on and that I enjoyed I respected their artwork and we got along and someone I felt like I could really learn from and at the same time benefit them by helping them out and being an asset to their shop. Um, so I guess and I mean like that consisted of me walking into a number of shops in my hometown. And at first I started going in just with like a book of my drawings and just saying like, look, like I'm hoping to be a tattoo artist one day. Is there any advice that you can give me? Basically, it was more along those lines before even directly asking for an apprenticeship because I was really shy about the whole thing. I was really intimidated. I wasn't really sure what it would take if I had what it would take. Um, I didn't know how it was going to turn out or how to even approach it. Really, I kind of saw it as this distant like rock star dream, like they had to kind of be born into it or know someone, like be in the family already. Like I kind of thought it was something that that not anyone could just go out and do, right? So started out wanting to learn more about how they got the opportunity. Um, so it started out with me going into shops, and a lot of it, honestly, at first was really negative feedback. Like a lot of I got some people just kind of laughed at me, and it was really discouraging at first. Like, it got to the point where I was really nervous to bring in my stuff and show these professional artists that I looked up to so much, and just show them my super amateur, like not even tattoo drawings, just like drawings I had since I was a kid, that I thought were kind of good, right? And it was a great learning experience. So, because even if it was negative feedback, I still feel like I learned something from each and every person that I talked to, and that helped me prepare for when I was actually, you know, when I actually had an idea of what it was going to take, and when I actually started thinking it was possible, and then it was something that I wouldn't give up until I got a chance. So um, yeah, so that's how it started. I just started bringing my drawings into like at literally every shop I could find, and just anyone who would talk to me just wanted to hear what they would say, any advice that they had. Um, so I do recommend that you do that, because that's going to give you a feel for the industry, especially in your community. Like getting to know what eventually one day will be essentially your competition. Just getting to know the industry, and so definitely think that that's a good place to start. So what that means is you're gonna have to have like a portfolio, basically, is what you would call your professional artwork that you're gathering together to show prospective employers and clients. Um, so I mean, when I before I started my apprenticeship, I literally just had like a book of my drawings, and what I learned afterwards was that that's really not even considered tattoo art, right? Like there's a difference between actual art, like fine art, and tattoo art. Like none of my artwork was actually ready for tattooing. None of it was tattoo design. None of it was tattooable. Um, like it is the average standard fruit bowl kind of sketches, which is really not impressive to any actual tattoo artist, because you just can't use those images in actual tattoos because it doesn't transfer well from paper to skin. It really has to be approached as a tattoo right from the very beginning, for it to look good on the skin in general. Like usually that's how that works, but that's like you learn that later on down. But so like what I learned like as I was going into these shops, like that gave me the ability to edit kind of my portfolio and what I was bringing in to show the artists, right? Like I learned what to take out and what to leave in and what to have more of, and so like talking to them allowed me to um, just really start presenting myself more as a more realistic prospect. So, like I said, it took me about 2 years of going in and talking to people and really being like shut down quite a bit, and even it was hard to take some of their criticism, um, because especially at the very beginning, like my drawings were so like nothing. Like I would show anyone nowadays, it was embarrassing, really. But you got to start somewhere, right? And so. Um, it wasn't until I kind of had the idea of, okay, these people don't want to see my high school drawings. They don't want to see doodles. They don't want to see like unprofessional professional ideas. They want to see someone who's really studied the craft and like really kind of started like their own choosing your own style and the things that you like doing, and really started developing this mindset that, like, starting out drawings with the mindset that they're going to eventually be tattoos one day. Like, even just that is a good sign. That's something we look for in a portfolio, right? Like, is this person just drawing, or are they actually drawing with the intention of this going on a body? Because too, like you don't. At the same time, like that being said, they don't want to see tattoos that you've done on your friends. Like that is a big no. Like a lot of people think like, oh, they'll think I'm experienced if I bring this in and show them. But like, no, that's not the case. Like honestly, it's a bad thing. It'd be like a red flag to walk in with a book of tattoos that you've already done without any guidance or any instruction, that you just kind of did on the fly in someone's house, like at their kitchen table or something. Like it's not impressive to any actual shop. Um, in fact, like I said, it's going to be a flag, and they're probably they may even just close the book and say sayonara and like don't even bother, like, because they're going to see, into them, it's like they're going to see, okay, this person's developed these like habits, and this person, already thinks that they know what they're doing. They're not respecting the trade. They're not respecting the hundreds of thousands of people before them that have already kind of made some guidelines, and kind of developed the tattoo industry to what it is today, right? It's completely neglecting all of that. So I do recommend like going in as a fresh palette, and just going with drawings, and like as many drawings as possible, right? Like you want to show them that you're really passionate about it, that it's something that you're gonna really put the work in, the effort in to learning. Even if it means throwing out, like half of your drawings, right? Like, and then eventually, like once you start your apprenticeship, then you'll like taper it down into like your the ones you're most proud of, right? But yeah, at first it's just drawing as much as you can, and then you go through the process of elimination once it's time. But I do recommend drawing as much as you can in the beginning anyways, because that really is going to allow you to, pick out the things that you like doing, the things that you're good at doing, just exploring all areas, like all different um, approaches, and styles of tattooing. Like, it's just going to really allow you to create a personality in your artwork, and just know what you need to work on, and just kind of give you a starting point. And also it's going to allow you to connect with artists maybe who have similar tastes, or who maybe some of your work reminds them of some of their early work. So you want as much as possible to for them to relate to, or for them to see potential in, right? So definitely have as many drawings as possible, and then just really have like a humble attitude. And it really changed for me. Like I started getting some more positive feedback once I had been doing it for a while, and going and just hanging out in shops and looking at other artists' books, and just trying to get a real feel for like, okay, what are these people doing that I'm not doing? Like, what do these people have that I don't have? Like, so and once I kind of got like after 2 years of me doing this, and kind of having like still a really amateur, really nothing was ready to tattoo in it, but kind of I built up a portfolio that okay, I was kind of proud of, and maybe someone could at least give me advice on some of these pieces, like maybe some of them might be actually workable one day with the proper guidance, right? So so I would bring in those, and eventually like it started changing for me when I kind of got the attitude that I would walk in and I would say, okay, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. Like what can you do? What advice can you give me? Like, how can you help me on this journey, whether it's here or elsewhere, right? And that's when I started getting more positive feedback, and more people taking me a little bit more seriously. So eventually I found a lady who I clicked with, and whose artwork I really respected, and she's just really super knowledgeable about everything, and I really think I got blessed with where I ended up apprenticing, because she was just so what's the word, precise, she was just so like every step was just really important, and she was just really adamant about systems, and doing things the right way, and if anything wasn't perfect, you tore it all down, you started again, like everything had to be perfect and to her standard, and I really just liked the fact that she saw it that way, and that's the way she worked in every area of her career. So I lucked out that way. And I mean, apprenticeships can be really expensive too. So it's kind of intimidating. It's kind of scary. Like Like realistically, you can expect tattoo artists are gonna charge it like somewhere from $5,000 to $10,000, $20,000 for a serious apprenticeship, right? So, I mean, that's something that's not uncommon, and something that you need to kind of be ready for, and not be like, holy shit, like 'cause some people just think it's free, or some people don't even think about it costing any money at all, and some people think that they're just really good drawers, so then they'll walk in and impress everybody, and then it's like, they should be happy to have them on their team, and that's just really not the case. Like, and another thing I learned too is like you can be like an amazing drawer, like you could be perfect at drawing portraits, like the best portrait artist in the world, and honestly, that doesn't mean that you can tattoo. Like I know people who their friends like the whole life was like, oh, they're such a good drawer, like you should be a tattoo artist. Like that's not how that works. Like honestly, finding someone who's good at tattooing and someone who's good at drawing is actually pretty rare, and it's a really good combination, and your chances for success are like really good. You're gonna stand out and have like a really good style if that's the case. But honestly, like in a lot of situations, there's people that are good at drawing and people that are good at tattooing. Like I knew tattoo artists that hated to draw, that would like never draw, or like would only draw very minimally. But they'd be amazing tattooers, and their tattoos would just come out phenomenal. But get them to draw on paper, and they just hated it, and some of them weren't even very good at drawing, but were still amazing at tattooing. Like it's two totally different things, and just luck, really, if you find someone that's good at both. Um, but yeah, that being said, like some amazing drawers were horrible at tattooing. Some of them could not even grasp it eventually. Like I watched people go through apprenticeships and be amazing drawers, and after 8 months or a year or something, end up just quitting and being like, I can't do this. And no matter how hard they tried, they just could not grasp the tattoo part. And I think a lot of that comes from once you've mastered drawing, it's kind of really hard for you to kind of abandon a lot of those rules and all of those techniques that you've developed throughout your drawing history, and like you really kind of have to set that all aside and put that in the back of your mind, um, and just really understand that tattooing is so different, and that the same things that you know work in drawing aren't going to work in tattooing. Like you have to do things differently. And I think that was a big hurdle that a lot of really amazing drawers just can't get over. Like it's like the better you are at drawing, the less chance there is that you're gonna um like take all those steps back and start over and learn how to tattoo properly, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of lucky in the sense that I love drawing. Like I started out like painting. Like people would say I could draw before I could walk. Like I was always drawing, always painting. I loved painting as a child. It was a great escape for me. It was some people wrote diaries, and I just really thought that if I could get my feelings out on paper or with paint, that was even better than keeping a diary. And that was just really what touched me and helped me emotionally growing up, and has been a big part of my life. So and that's one of the reasons why I just really decided, like in university, I realized I really needed to at least try to do something with my artwork, because it meant so much to me, and because it's just really what made me feel good. And if I and that I had to try and do something with that, because if I could make an earning with my artwork, then I just knew that that would mean the world to me, and that I had to at least give it a shot. So that's why I ended up getting so determined, and I ended up walking into the shop that I did eventually apprenticeship at, and like I said, I just had the attitude that okay, I'm doing this. Like I'm going to be a tattoo artist. Like I'm doing this, and there's going to be no stopping me. Like I won't stop until I get the chance. And to my surprise, that eventually worked, and so I ended up getting to work. I got the privilege to work under a lady named Anna Abrams at a shop in Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. It was kind of a small shop. Like she ran. It was just her, which I think also was a great benefit, because I got to see kind of like she micromanaged everything. She managed like her booking and she did everything, right? Whereas like if I had started it in like a big shop where there was like a bunch of piercers and a bunch of do's and like assistants and managers and this and that, then like everyone has kind of their own role. Whereas I got to learn like how you do everything, right? Like because she ran everything, every part of her business. She was doing it herself. So I think I got kind of lucky that way. And then also she needed the help, right? So it kind of worked out, I think, for both of us because I just like sat down and soaked up as much knowledge as I could and did like essentially everything for her. Like basically like it got to the point where like the goal was that I would do everything. She would just come in, sit down, tattoo, and then leave. Like I would have everything set up, ready to go for her. Like even to the point where I was talking to clients, even helping with the design of the tattoo and like just making her job as easy as possible. And so that helped me learn a lot. I mean, that didn't happen right away. It took months for me to learn how to do things properly. Like I mean, at first it just started out with me just watching, just being present and just learning how she dealt with clients, how she set up the machines, how she tore them down, how she cleaned everything. Um, and honestly, I didn't even put a needle into skin until 8 months into my career, which was terrifying because I was investing so much time and effort into this thing, and I hadn't even tried it yet. I didn't even know if I was gonna like it or be good at it, or if it was like, even gonna be possible for me. And it was like a full-time job, and I wasn't getting paid, and I was sacrificing quite a lot just to be there, and it was a big risk for me. So, but at the same time, it was so important to me to do it properly that I wasn't gonna just like what she said was basically like I took her word so seriously. Like she was like my goddess. Like whatever she said goes, and whatever. Like I wasn't ready until she said I was ready, and I did exactly what she said. I just want like she was my ultimate hero. Like I looked up to her so much, and I just um really wanted to make her proud of me and really wanted to do things properly. So I took that real serious. Which I know is not the way a lot of people start tattooing, but I do feel myself personally that that's the best way to do it. So that's what I recommend. And like I said, don't expect getting an apprenticeship to be easy, but don't give up. Like, if it's meant to be, you'll find the perfect place. And if not, then if that doesn't work out, then keep trying. Because if it's meant to be, then it is. And I think really it comes down to just having the passion for it, and just because if you don't have the passion for it, you won't be doing it for very long. If you're doing it just to make a quick buck, or just to be cool, or for whatever like superficial reason, it's probably not going to work out for you, man. And I'm just saying that from the heart. You have to have passion for it, or it's just not going to work out for you. Like the only reason I'm still tattooing, I've been tattooing for 10 years now, and I've had ups and downs, and it's been a roller coaster. And I've definitely earned my spot in the tattoo world. And there were times that I definitely would have quit if it weren't for just my pure passion for doing it. And I guess the fact that nothing else really makes me, there's no better feeling in the world than being proud of a tattoo, and having someone, the feeling that you get when you made someone that happy. Um, like especially for like doing like a rework or a cover up or something, like taking something that someone used to hide and giving it back to them and making them proud of it, making them want to show it off. Like it's like better than sex to me. Like it's like there is no better feeling than that self accomplishment. And just being proud of yourself, like that's like when that happens to me, that's a day well spent. Like that's how I want to spend my life, is just really feel like I'm making a difference and helping people and learning every single day. And it's so beautiful to hear people's stories and just to be a part of their journey, and such an honor and such a gift for both people, right? For both participants. So I just really think that going into it with a lot of passion and a lot of integrity, and really disciplining yourself, and just really being open and honest with yourself and your mentor, and being kind of vulnerable is necessary at the beginning. And yeah, like it wasn't easy. It was one of the hardest things I ever did in my entire life. And there's a lot of people that start apprenticeships and don't finish them, and I don't blame them. They were trying, like I very narrowly feel like actually completed it, because there were times when I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I can do this. Like I remember thinking like, I don't know if I'll ever actually be a tattoo artist. Like, I wonder how I'll know. Like, when will the day be that I'm like, okay, I'm a tattoo artist now? And honestly, the first time I actually felt like a real tattoo artist was when there was this guy that was also from my hometown that I looked up to, and he had been tattooing. He was quite a few years ahead of me in the industry, and I just watched him kind of progress like all over social media, and I was just so proud of him. And he was doing like these amazing tattoos, winning awards, and he had basically done my dream, right? Like and just the link between us was just that we came from the same place, and so that's why I looked up to him a little bit. And we ended up actually eventually we ended up getting kind of some of the same clients, and his clients would get tattoos and then they come get a tattoo from me, and vice versa. And one of the clients said to me that, oh, Adrian saw some of your work, and he says it's good, that it was good, right? Like, he was impressed. I can't remember the exact wording that the client used, but anyway, Adrian had seen one of my tattoos and didn't say it was terrible. And so that in my head, I was like, okay, I'm a tattoo artist now. Like, if he says so, then that's a for sure, right? So it was kind of a nice surprise, and that was a really good feeling, and that was really cool of him. And I was really encouraged by that. And I mean, that was probably like 3 years after I'd started tattooing. Like, once I had completed my apprenticeship after 2 years, that's when I really was like, okay, I'm good at this. I'm doing this. I can do it. I did it. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has any questions about apprenticeships or anything like that. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And that's just kind of sharing my journey a little bit. So happy tattooing, everybody, and good luck.